Shared lane markings. Sharrows. That's pretty cool, huh?
Share lane markings and shallows.
So sharrows is like a just like a shared lane, and it's for bikes. Shared lane markings help bicyclists position themselves in the right position and in the right direction in a lane that is shared with motor vehicles. Which way do you think you should ride your bike if you saw that?
That way.
I would say that way too. By following these markings, bicyclists can avoid being hit by the open door of a parked vehicle or getting squeezed next to a motor vehicle in a narrow lane. When you see a shared lane marking, you must look out for the presence of bicyclists and make sure you leave them enough space when passing. Shared lane markings are not the same as bicycle symbols that are used to mark bicycle lanes. Hmm.
What?
So that's sort of different than a bicycle lane. What just happened? Okay. So stop lines and crosswalks. Oh, this is important. An intersection or pedestrian crossing with a stop sign, yield sign, traffic signal, or traffic officer may have a solid white stop line painted across it. So sometimes, besides just, oh, there's a good picture right here. See how there's this line here?
Yeah.
So there's a stop sign right here, and there's also a stop white line in the road.
Yeah.
There's actually one of those right down the street from us here. You must stop your vehicle behind this line. You must stop behind stop lines and crosswalk lines if required to stop by a sign or a signal. So that's an important one because a lot of times people don't do that. Even I don't do that. You just go past that line. But if you're taking your driver's test,
Yeah.
you have to definitely make sure you stop behind the line at the stop sign.
Okay.
A crosswalk is a pair of white lines painted or other distinguished pavement markings or materials. So you know what a crosswalk looks like, right?
Yeah.
So this is like a crosswalk. See how there's two white lines?
Yeah.
And that's where people walk across. And you have to stop your car behind the crosswalk.
Yeah.
A painted crosswalk may also warn drivers that pedestrians may be crossing the road. Crosswalks may have diagonal or vertical lines painted between the two main lines, like this. Do you know what they have in North Attleboro, some of them?
What?
I think they're red or green in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're right in the middle.
Crossing guards. In recent years, several crossing guards in Massachusetts have been killed or injured on the job when struck by vehicles. As a driver, you should look for warning signs that crossing guards and children may be in the road and be prepared to stop. Crossing guards depend on drivers to be aware and obey the signals. Use caution when you see the following signs: crosswalks, pedestrian crossing signs. Have you ever seen they show like people walking? These will be white crosswalks painted on the street or pedestrian crossing signs placed in the middle or side of the road. Reflective vests. What color vest do you think the crossing guards wear?
Reflected.
What colors too?
I don't know.
Usually like orange or yellow. Oh, here it says crossing guards wear brightly colored and highly reflective clothing so they will be visible. Stop paddles. Do you ever see the crossing guards holding a stop sign?
Yeah.
A little stop sign. Stop paddles. These are handheld stop signs that crossing guards hold up while walking on the street to warn drivers of children crossing. Lane intersections and turns. This section explains the rules of driving that apply to any roadway or intersection. In addition to standard travel lanes, there are special lanes for turning, restricted lanes for buses, carpools, and bicycles, breakdown lanes on the right-hand shoulder of highways and expressways. So, signaling. When you are driving on a roadway, you are expected to drive straight ahead unless you show otherwise. This is why you must use signals whenever you make any move in traffic. Your signals alert pedestrians and motorists of what you are doing and gives them time to react. Like, you know, like if you're driving down the highway and I change lanes, I always put on the blinker, right?
Yep.
Or if you're taking a turn, you always put on the
Yeah.
turn signal, the blinker. Regardless of the kind of vehicle you are driving, you must use signals. If the electronic signals on your vehicle are not working, you must use the three hand signals shown to the right. Signals must be made through the driver's side window. You must signal in certain situations. When you're changing lanes, turning at an intersection or into a driveway, pulling away from a curb, pulling over to the side of the road, entering or exiting an expressway or freeway. So these are also the signals that you use if your blinkers are broken. So you go left,
Yeah.
right,
Left.
stop. You stick your arm out the window and you go, I'm going to turn left, I'm going to turn right, and then stop is like this.
Okay.
You'll never have to do that, but you might get asked that in the test.
Okay, so what'd you say?
So left turn,
Yeah.
right turn, stop. Once you have completed your move, you must turn off your signal. Anytime you want to turn, merge, join traffic from a stop position, or change lanes, you must check your mirrors for traffic behind you and check your blind spot on the side you are moving or turning toward. So that means you have to look in your mirror and then also look back because you might not see something in your mirror. Signal your intent to move with the blinker,
Yeah.
and then make your move. Bicyclists may use either arm to signal. So if you're in a car, you have to do like this, but if you're on a bike, you can like that.
Okay.
But in a car, what would happen if you did that?
Get your hand cut off.
No, you wouldn't be able to reach the other window.
Yeah.
Because you're driving on this side of the car, right? So that's why you have to, if you turn right, you have to go like that. So using lanes. Always use traffic lanes as they are defined by pavement markings or road signs. That means stay between the lines, right? Many intersections have special lanes marked for turns. Follow the rules of the road using the proper lanes for turning and driving straight ahead. Sometimes you get to an intersection and there'll be lanes that say right turn only, there'll be an arrow. And when you get to that one, you have to go right. And sometimes it'll just be an arrow to go straight and you have to go straight. Any roadways with 2 or more lanes in your travel direction, use the right lane for driving unless, so that means if there's multiple lanes, you should always pull over to the right and drive in the right, unless you are passing another vehicle, making a left-hand turn, the right lane is blocked. Here are a few more general rules for using lanes properly. Never change lanes in the middle of an intersection.
Never. What'd you say?
Never change lanes in the middle of an intersection. Like when you're going through an intersection, you don't want to shift lanes in. That would be a bad idea. It is illegal and dangerous, yes. As a general rule, do not use a highway breakdown lane for travel or passing. On some highways, however, you may use the breakdown lane for travel during specific times. If you come to a curve in the road and cannot see ahead, keep to the right and slow down. The use of breakdown lanes as travel lanes is very restricted and hours for use are posted clearly. Special rules for motorcycles. Do not ride along pavement lines between lanes of traffic. So that means like sometimes you see motorcycles do like there's 2 cars driving in lanes and they'll go right between them. You're not supposed to do that.
Like if there's 2 cars driving and you pull up and
In a motorcycle, yeah, sometimes they pass in the middle and you shouldn't do that.
you should stop when the motorcycle comes.
No, I'm talking about the motorcycle driver.
Oh.
The motorcycle driver shouldn't cut between 2 cars that are driving side by side. Never ride more than 2 abreast. Unless your motorcycle can safely drive at minimum posted speed, do not travel on highways or expressways. So if you have a slow motorcycle, don't drive on the highway. Restricted lanes. You must not drive in lanes posted as restricted except when preparing for a turn. Look for signs like the one to the right. So the right lane, bicycles only, right? So would you drive your car in that one?
No.
Because why?
Because it's right lane bicycles only.
Because it's for bicycles.
Yeah, it's for bicycles.
Highway driving. A divided highway has separate roadways for traffic in the opposite directions. You know how that works, right? On a highway, when you're on a highway, all the cars on one side are going in one direction,
yeah.
And then on the other side, there's cars going the other direction. There are often multiple lanes on each side. Highway speeds limits usually between 45 and 65 miles per hour. So highway speed limits are usually a minimum of 45 and a maximum of 65. Some highways cross other roads and are controlled by traffic signals. Others are controlled access, which means there are no signals or intersections. You enter and exit these highways using ramps. These highways are called expressways or freeways, and you enter or exit these highways at interchanges. In Massachusetts, Interstate Routes 90, 495, and State Highway 128 are examples of expressways. Highway driving can make new drivers nervous. Following are some useful tips for driving on a highway. Entering and exiting the highway. Make sure you are in the proper lane well in advance so you can safely enter or exit the highway. Yield to the right of way of drivers already on the highway. Yield the right of way to drivers already on the highway. So that means when you're pulling on, let the faster cars that are already driving go past you. When you enter the highway, increase your speed to match the vehicles already on the roadway. So that means gun it when you're on the ramp, because you got to go really fast
When
to
I'm on
catch
the
up.
ramp, like what ramp?
When you're going up onto the highway, you don't go slow. You start going because I don't think you'll be too much highway driving for a long time. Okay.
I'll gun up on the ramp.
Yeah, you got to go fast.
Oh, you mean those circles things there?
Yeah, that's
like
the
like
ramp.
those animals going on Shaws.
Yes, those are the ramps.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to go fast. You got to get some speed up. If you miss your exit, do not stop. Do you stop on a highway?
No.
Never back up on a highway. Get off the highway at your next exit and look for signs showing you how to rejoin the road in the other direction.